Mike, and you're watching Spiritual Combat, and today I'm answering a viewer's question, and I'm gonna sum it up. What she's basically asking is, how do you find Mr. Right? What's the process? In the Bible, what the process for getting married was having the father of the bride and the groom would work out the agreement of who was going to get married and who they were going to get married to. In this society, it's just totally upside down and twisted. It's not like that. The benefits of that is you have two mature, experienced men. In our Hebrew system of marriage, you had two, mature, experienced Hebrew men who've seen all types of things. And there's a community, like say this father, or say it's me, and and this is back in the day. Well, we've grown up together. I know his family. I know their history. They know my history. I know the history and all the people living around me in my area. I know them. I know their families, and I know the way this man is. I know the way this man brought up his son or his daughter or whatever it is. So you got that knowledge. So you're going to be able to match them up and together. It's going to work. And of course we had our history, or our culture, and it wasn't based on, it was alien to what we have now. Okay, now, in this culture, fast forward, we're in this wicked, evil culture, and the way this society, and I'm just summing it up, but the way this society tells you to pick that significant other is based on how you feel, or how the sex is, or any number of stupid, totally retarded ways of picking a person. Okay? And people are confused out here. I was. And, just like the viewers who asked this question, like, I began, because I'm very observant. I'm always watching stuff, and I got a mind where I'm always trying to figure things out. And I began hearing war stories of people going through these ugly divorces, and growing up, I had friends who committed suicide over relationships and everything in between. Now, all these horrible situations. And I began getting worried, people getting STDs and all this stuff. And I'm like, man, I do not want that to happen to me. Then I'd see my brother get into relationships and get his heart broke and be depressed and all that. I was like, I do not want to deal with that, And I began thinking, well, it's not going to happen to me, And then sure enough, I got my heart broke. It wasn't very bad, but I got a taste of that. And I said, what? I never want to experience that again. Because I've been in fights and had all types of pain in my life, but nothing compared to the pain of getting my heart broke. But anyway, so what I was picking up from the viewer's question is that they kind of have that same worry about, hey, how am I going to meet Mr. Right? And the answer to that is, and I'm going to go into it, but basically you have to meet a man who lines up with this word. And initially, because that's what I teach about. That's the primary focus on this website, because after Yah, the next most important decision you're going to make is who you marry. Not career. There's not anything else. The most important decision you're going to make next to choosing to walk with Yahushua and keep Yah's word, which you've already made that decision. Well, the next decision is who you choose to marry, and that's what I teach on here. So how do you spot Mr. Right? Because we're in this broken society. More than likely, your father's not in the truth. More than likely, a lot of women don't even know their father, men and women. You know what I'm saying? Because we come from these broken families. We got these curses on us. So I'll tell you how I went about it. When I was single and I was like, I want to get married, and I want to get a woman I can know and love, and I don't want to be one of these, disaster stories. I'm trying to keep the sun out of it, but I don't want to be one of those disaster stories that I've heard about my whole life. I don't want to be in divorce court and all that. What I did, I made my whole focus meeting a woman. I developed myself. I made sure I was the right man. And then at the time I was living in Georgia, I actually started applying for jobs so I could move to a city where I could meet more women. Cause it was middle Georgia. It was like, I was meeting women here and there, but not the way I needed to. But my sole focus was that I was willing to take a pay cut in my job and lose money. And see, they won't tell you that here in America. In America, they want your sole focus to be money and stuff. But so everything I did was focused on that, and lo and behold, so I moved to Jacksonville, and 6 months later, I met my wife. And, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary, 10 years of being in a relationship with each other, 9 years of marriage, and it's worth it. Like, study every aspect, understand what you need to be looking for in a man. And when you get that, like I like to say, not understood and not overstood, but understood, when you really got a heavy grasp on what Mr. Right, what that man needs to have, the qualities which are in the Bible, which I'm going to go into in a little while. But when you have a firm grasp on that, because you're a woman, you're emotional, so don't let your emotions get caught up in that. I always talk about being ruthless with your time, because if you don't disqualify men real fast, then you're gonna get your emotions gonna begin to kick in. It's gonna be harder for you to disqualify them. Your judgment on whether they line up with the requirements is gonna begin to get cloudy, and you're gonna make a bad decision. Because you're gonna be blinded by your emotion. So you gotta be ruthless with disqualify, because out of 100 people, 10 of them are going to be worth further investigating. Okay. And out of those 10, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of them will be, worth keeping, and when I say disqualifying, is a lot of them, you might just disqualify just on looks. Then boom, they might qualify on looks. Then boom, you start, the next thing you want to find out, hey, are they in the truth? If they ain't in the truth, boom, they done. Like here in society, they say, oh, don't talk about politics, race, or religion or whatever like that. The first thing you need to be talking about, so are you in the word? Are you in the truth? If they say no, be like, oh, okay. And in your mind, boom, be done. Even if you decide, oh, okay, well, I don't want to talk to you, boom, ain't nothing wrong with that. It's like, you gotta you got to think outside the box with this, like, and you just got to disqualify these people. And as far as doing it the traditional way, like, we don't have our nation established. So it's like you got to use Yah's word and his requirements to qualify or disqualify this person. And when you're getting ready to get married, if you're in contact with your father, whatever, just ask his approval, you know. As far as if you're in the truth, if you're in a group, like you're in, for the most part, you fellowship with us online or whatever. So, and if this grows into something bigger or whatever, ask one of the elders here, hey, is this a good person to marry or whatever? And if you want me to talk about, I'll be willing to talk to somebody, you know, because because the benefits of having a man check out another man, like a dude could spot a dude in a minute who is bad news real fast, just pick up on it, because, you know, that's just the way we are, you know. Women is going to be a little harder because they're fighting through their emotions. But again, there's some women out there that they don't have a man that they could go to say, hey, is this a good dude? So what that woman needs to do is, again, be in that word like she already should have. Okay? And the biggest thing is pray. You got to pray, you know, that God brings the right man into your life and everything like that and guides you the right direction. Cause yeah, I saw some of the stuff you said in there is brutal out there. Like, literally your decision with this is a life or death decision. This isn't like you trying to pick a car or you choosing a career. You could choose the wrong career, but you pick the wrong man, or if you're a man and you pick the wrong woman, it could be life or death. It could kill you. You see it. I mean, I don't even got to tell you all the stories. You've seen all the different crazy situations. It's that important. It's so important that the main focus of my teachings is relationships, because most people are not cut out for relationships. They're not ready for them. It's like this society makes it so a relationship will destroy you. Most men are not man enough to be in a relationship. And most women have been deceived with their thinking and with their emotions where they cannot handle a relationship. A lot of women are crazy. Okay? Just from what they've been through in their lives. And I see it. Like, I could discern real quick where somebody's coming from, just because I've been through it. Okay. So again, the first thing where everything starts at is first you got to get your mind right. That's what I'm always saying. People got a lot of pride and don't realize they walking around crazy with demons on them. You got to be honest with yourself. If you rush into a relationship, you're going to get yourself killed or locked up or suffer from depression or you name it. You'll be out there cheating or whatever, man. It's strong. Like, that's one of the main ways Satan destroys our people is through relationships. People just going in relationships without the right mindset. And so yeah, you gotta and like, I see so many Hebrew Israelite dudes who gotta get their mind right. Men who gotta become men. You know what I'm saying? Even me, like, it's a growing process. I've really developed myself a lot, but I still see a lot of areas I need to work in. And then I see dudes who will argue with me about this, but they be struggling in their relationships. You know what I'm saying? So people need work, man. People aren't honest with themselves. So just to summarize everything, number one, get your mind right. Number two, get solid understanding on these relationships and on men. And it's in the Bible. At first I didn't really see where it was at in the Bible, but then Yahusha, Jesus, he models Israel as the bride and him as the groom. So he's the model of how a man should be. Okay? And that's a pretty high standard. So if you know Yah's word, if you know Jesus, and when I say if you know Jesus, if you understand what the word is teaching and where it's wanting you to be, and how a man, a model of how a man should be. And I try to be that model of a biblical man, but because there's not a lot of models of healthy masculinity. So, but in studying the word, you're going to get a model of healthy masculinity, and it's going to kind of throw you off because you're going to be like, yeah, but I don't see anybody like this. Exactly. That's why most relationships are a mess, because most men ain't relationship material. Most women ain't relationship material. So that's the process. That's what has to happen. Just getting in that word and, evaluating it, and, having people like me, you can write questions to and everything like that, who are going to try to guide you in accordance with this word. But at the end of the day, if they don't line up with that word, cut them off quick. Anyway, if you got any other questions, you can just put in a comment or whatever. Like, comment, subscribe, watch some of my other videos, and have a nice day.